Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another scene of Living World of Darkness, Changeling venue. And this scene is sort of a follow up on a scene done a few nights ago. It is Terry is sending a text to Donna, her fellow Pooka. Um, and in the text it says, I'm sure you are way too busy to have a moment of your time. Something like that. Send. I don't know the actual wording of the text anymore.
It's okay. Um, yeah, she'll just get back at some point whenever she's not in a freehold. Um, well, that depends if you're looking to eat a cricket pizza or go for a swim or talk. So, what you need?
I definitely do not want to discuss something with you. Um, Preferably not ASAP.
Then you'll just get. She'll. Yeah, their response is just tell me where.
Mm, Somewhere with a lot of people where we can easily be overheard. Do you have
Right.
any
So
suggestions?
so definitely your bar.
Mm, or perhaps somewhere quiet, like a park?
I don't know what you're talking about. I never frequent parks.
No, I hate them too. I'm allergic to oxygen. It kills me. How about um, I only know most of the Manhattan parks by name. Dang.
Well, it's okay. Just name. Yeah, we'll just say a park, and I don't know. You pick where she would just
She
a
would
park in
probably,
whatever borough.
yeah, she would probably, because you're in Queens, right? So she
Yeah.
would probably name a park in Queens.
Oh, how nice
So
of her to
like
come close.
under the bridge to Manhattan in Queens, that park, blah.
I think I actually know that park. I forget what it's called, but I see pictures of it.
Yeah, yeah.
That's actually a nice little park. That's actually kind of perfect because it's right by the water for you, and but it's still got some grass for her, grass and probably
Hmm.
some trees. But either way, yeah, you'll just you'll get back a thumbs up basically. Um, and because I'm assuming she's just left that freehold, so she's actually free for the evening at this point. Um,
Hmm.
so yeah, she's going to take off. What she's going to do is actually pull out her trubbish bag, get trubbish into it, put her arms through like the owl harnessy thing, and yeah, she's going to fly with trubbish and her two owl friends who fly with her. Obviously, she's shifting forms, clearly. So
And
yeah, I don't know who gets there first or
Terry,
whatever, but
probably you, because Terry has to cross the entirety of Manhattan, and she's not gonna teleport like waste glamour on like that. So probably take public transport because driving through Manhattan is a hell on you wouldn't do necessarily, even on a motorcycle.
I wouldn't.
So Terry by public transport and probably take like an hour or something before she will actually be there.
Okay. Um, well, she's not specifically hiding, but I will say that she's when you get to the park itself, since I probably got there, what, 30 minutes before or something, maybe more than that. Um, she's not immediately visible, but it's not hard to figure out, that you know, sh- she can be a bird. So
Yeah.
if you when you see her, she's sitting up in a tree, like there's trubbish on the ground, um, eating something you probably don't even want to know what because he's trash. Um, and there are three owls in a tree. It looks like they're like sharing, eating something. I'm not. You probably from a distance you can't tell what it is.
No, and knowing Terry, she probably doesn't really necessarily want to know either. Um, so she's just gonna sit on a bench nearby, light up a cigarette. She has a pebble in her right hand and is kind of like, letting it slide over back and forth over her fingers. And she's kind of waiting until Donna no longer in owl shape.
Fair enough. Yeah, once Donna sees her there, she'll kind of push the remains of whatever it was they were eating, which incidentally I know what it was, but nobody's looking too closely. And yes, and she'll fly behind like some branches or something and shift. And then you'll see her kind of from behind said branches that were hiding her. She, you see obviously a much bigger form, and she drops to the ground from the tree, and she just kind of walks over and drops to sit down on the bench.
Terry just nods and takes a deep draught from the cigarette and then kind of lets the smoke just slowly get out of her mouth. As she is looking towards the water. Hey,
Hmm. It's staying light later lately. Means spring's coming eventually, if it comes.
I mean, good thing about time is that you can always sort of count on it to pass by, I guess. So, what's up?
You may not know time as well as you think you do. What's up? Well, that lovely blade of grass is clearly up.
Eh, fair enough. And I don't think I want to know time as well as I think I want to know a lot of things. Maybe at some point.
She shrugs. I've been getting to know time rather well lately.
Good for you.
Is it?
So, still, Queen's still such a mess as it was, I suppose.
It's worse in some ways, better in others. There's only one major problem I see personally, but of course I can totally take care of that, so that's fine.
I can imagine from Queens, there's only one major problem, which is right across the doorstep. Unfortunately, those of us who have the luxury of sort of ignoring whatever the fuck is going on there because they're fired from trying to help. Luckily, there is more than enough shit going on somewhere else.
I mean, as I totally didn't hear from anybody, that you were trying to save the lane.
I'd never do that.
Donna just looks at her. We both met her. The one who said that she used to be a red cap.
Hmm.
You can't tell me that you didn't want to help her.
I mean, in all honesty, why would I really care?
That's a good question. But considering how involved you get in things that you don't necessarily have specific reasons to be involved with, I think it's entirely possible that you would maybe try to save or help a Thelaine.
Most of the times, I have excellent reasons to get involved.
Yes, you and I are both the most trustworthy when it comes to that sort of thing. Would it
I
interest
mean,
you to know that I believe I believe there might be a way to do something like that? I ask that you not tell anybody this.
maybe you would need to elaborate a little bit more on the what.
To fix that red cap girl.
Huh.
I think it's possible. I don't know how.
Interesting. I'm
But you
totally
must
not into
know that.
it.
Me too. If I had more information. You must understand that obviously this can't be brought up in just every conversation, right?
I was actually planning to run right straight to the Queen's billboard and, make a post-it about it, life size, on a billboard where everyone can read it. Because that's totally me,
Absolutely. You never make public announcements.
ever.
Right. I don't have proof for what I say. I've been learning a lot about them lately. And I mean, if they can be turned, then why can't they be turned back? It's logical, right?
I don't like logic.
It isn't the most fun thing, but sometimes it's needed.
Eh.
Donna just shrugs.
Well, I would definitely not want to know anything about it.
We shall see what I can say once I know more. If I know more. It may require a lot of sources that I don't really have,
Hmm.
because mixing with the lane does tend to get you frowned upon.
Really?
Indeed. I learned my lesson from another Pooka I've once met.
Such an idiot, Pooka.
Aren't they all?
Fair enough. Although I heard that this book has sort of claimed that wasn't necessarily about saving that lane, but more about stopping some stupid idiots from torturing, because that's just bullshit, especially if there's no point in doing it. Like, I've heard that Pooka say that, if we want to kill them, just kill them and don't put heads on spikes, because the Thelain are actually now doing the same thing, because she totally wasn't at the freeholds before, like 2 or 3 times at the lane freeholds, where at the first 2 times they didn't have heads on stakes, and the third time they did suddenly, and maybe they decided to use our tactics against us, and that is just a shit idiot thing, and that Pooka did not like to see potentially friends heads on stakes.
Wow, that
But
Pooka sounds like a great person. I should really meet them.
probably not. I also heard that she's a drunk and a drugs addict.
I can verify that both are true.
Huh.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, see, there you go.
I mean, you're not wrong about what she's doing. I don't like it either. And I tried
And if someone doesn't step up,
talking. Look, I tried. I spoke to this baron I absolutely have never met in my life. And then I spoke to the countess, who I really, really don't know. One said that it wasn't their choice and I would have to speak to someone else. The other one said that the tactic seemed to be working, so she's leaving it be. I told her pretty much the same thing that you're saying. I told her it was barbaric. We are that despite the fact that we may have a medieval kind of nobility thing going on, we are not actually in the medieval ages anymore. And that who knows how much information died with those people. Why are we just assuming that only one of them has any information?
yeah. I mean, what about the fact that we accuse them of being nightmarish creatures that are nothing but inherently evil, yet we do these things? What does that make us?
Makes me feel guilty about the fact that I couldn't stop her. That's what it does for me. I'll level with you. I tried to talk her into naming somebody new to be in charge of that.
Hmm.
She wasn't willing to listen at this point. I'm not sure if she'll listen to commoners right now either. I think we might have to get maybe higher ups to speak with her. Maybe if a lot of us spoke up. Although,
Well,
why not commoners too, right?
that's why I totally didn't have a petition going.
I can't publicly come out against her.
Hmm.
You know that. That
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
mean I'm not going to work. That doesn't mean I can't try to fix this.
No offense to
If
you,
I
but this is why nobles just suck. No offense to you. Like, that's not you on a personal level, but all that fucking politics all the fucking time. You are literally fucking each other in the asses just for
well, if
what?
support Information. We take care of each other. That's what the
Clearly,
houses are for. Do you think she's
it
not
doesn't.
protecting me too?
I have no idea. Like, sure, you guys are shooting each other's enemies in the back. The thing is, that shouldn't just be you guys. It should be all of us. We should all be united against problems, and we're not. And that's partially because something like nobles and their houses exists. But that's just my ideas, and I know that that sounds heavily like factions that will be killed on sight if people hear about this. Eh, I don't care. I'm not affiliated with anything or anyone. I don't want to be. Other people just give you problems.
I'm not telling you what to do with your life. I wasn't trying to imply anything like that. I'm just saying that I chose the route I did because I felt that I could do the most good this way. And you know what? If nothing else, I can get in to see the Countess regularly. I have her ear. Hell, I had a big part in making her Countess. And I still think she's far better than the other option. He would probably be doing worse.
I'm not so sure about that. You can take that as you want.
It's okay. I don't expect you to have to agree with me. I'm not mad at you, and I don't think you're mad at me. At least not yet.
I have no
I
reason
just,
to be unless you give me one.
I'll think about it. But at the moment, I have no plans to.
Hmm.
I just, I can do things. I just need to do them discreetly.
To each their own.
I'm better with discreet, anyways. Do I really look like someone who should be at the front of a battle?
Do I?
You wouldn't be. You'd be somewhere near the middle or back, blasting somebody with some sort of magic, bouncing them up and down on the ground or whatever.
There's so many different kind of battles.
Exactly. And between the two of us, you think one way, I think another. You'd think we could come up with some method that could make our point with her. If you want to keep trying with the commoners, you should. And anybody else you can get to sign, by all means. I'm trying to figure out if there's any way I can get any of the barons, say, to speak with her. But do you think you might be able to speak to your baron?
I can definitely. Mm, it's so easy to have a meeting with them event these days. Just walk in, say hello.
I mean, you could try talking to the Reeve to get you an appointment.
Even then, I have to
Oh, our
talk
Reeve
my
is just
way.
the best too.
I have to talk my way through Carthia.
That is someone else. I mean, honestly, if you could talk to anybody, any of the nobles who would be willing to speak up to her,
Hmm. I'll
are because we're not barbarians. At least I'm not a barbarian, and I don't like being represented to look like one. Plus, why are we making this like opening up new tactics to them? We start something, they're going to do it back. That seems to be a pattern. Why make it worse?
well, that was totally not my original point.
Exactly. I was agreeing with you.
Mm, I know.
I saw it too. You're not the only one who noticed that.
Look, if you could do me a favor, one of the things would be that your the commoners in your area, Queens, are more than happy to put heads on spikes. Just maybe make them a little more aware of, you know, the situation and how things should not go according to us.
Queen is in a unique
Well,
situation. I think you realize that though, because we're the ones who
totally
took
not
the
aware.
brunt of the beating. Yeah, we've all lost
No,
somebody to Thelaine.
I get that. And I get that in the Bronx we don't have that kind of issues. But I was at the common ground too, remember?
I will never forget that day.
Me neither.
It was a horrible day.
That doesn't turn us into monsters.
They're the ones who did that. To be honest, putting heads on pikes is kind of tame after that, don't you think?
It's different. Putting heads of your enemies on spikes, disregard, shooting us in a bar, miracle weapons, shows the same disrespect. Killing someone by invoking the weird in New Jersey,
Excuse me?
same disrespect.
I'm not necessarily
Never mind.
entirely up to date on Jersey, I guess. I've heard a couple rumors here and there, but that's it. Obviously, something's going down. As you may realize, I'm not exactly the most welcome there, so I'm connected to
I
Maven.
was. Uh,
And Maven, of course, is super welcome there, so I am just as welcome.
I honestly don't know how that shit show is going to go down.
I don't even know exactly what that shit show is.
A very
I
long and
just
complicated tale that ended with someone invoking the weird and killing a bunch of changelings. He had a bad week. Quote.
well, it doesn't sound like it's going to end well. That's what I'm getting from your story.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm trying to think about what might be done in Queens. I I don't know if we can change their minds, but we might at least be able to open up their minds to the fact that we're civilized people. So maybe they can
If we
see
can,
both sides a little bit.
if we can just have people understand that we are not, well, to quote you, barbaric, that we should be better. We want to set the example of being the noble changelings, the Kithane, and this is not a way to do it.
Hmm. Maybe I could see if Baron Alexander would let me have a sort of an open town hall meeting for the commoners that we could just all have a big discussion about it, and at least I could present some points of view that maybe they hadn't considered. In
That, or
return, obviously,
maybe,
I listen to them.
yeah, other option could be if you could land a mission that we could handle successfully and maybe even more successful without torture and heads on spikes so that they can see that those tactics actually work better against our enemy. Like, I understand that they are our enemy, and I understand the grief and the heartbreak and horror that happens in a war. I just don't feel that we should be part of the horror. And if you would land a mission, I would advise you. There's this lovely young Pooka in the army called Mary, a rat or mouse Pooka, I believe. I don't know exactly. She seems to be rather decent with Wayfair and Spring. Would advise you to take her
Absolutely
along.
nothing like anybody else I know.
Yeah, we both had the same mentor. Comes with the trade, I guess.
Actually, I do have a mission that I'm to lead.
Okay.
Did you hear about the Dark Trod? That because there's a couple of them out there, more than that, but the Dark Trod that three guards, three soldiers were sent out to check out, and only one came back.
I think I must have totally missed that rumor.
Ah, so you did hear of it. Well, um, I took my squire and Detlef out to try to figure out what's happening because, I am totally into the let's just let our people, you know, be left out in someplace unsafe. I feel that's exactly how it should go. So the three of us went out
Totally.
to check it out. Actually, the three of us and the guard who came back, and we got them back. We got those two back, but it was mostly at the mercy of the Filane that had them. And the only reason he sent them back alive, I think, was to be a warning to us to leave him be in his, or her, might be a her, I don't know, to let them be in that forest, that woods there that they claim for themselves, basically.
Was that it person some sort of a leader type?
It's She would say the right word. Oh, see, I cannot remember it right now, but she would say that word, the word that of what he is. It's something you've probably never heard of because she had to roll really high successes to figure this out on her Thelaine lore.
Mm-hmm.
But it's this thing. Um, they're quick. They are very difficult to see, and it, they have the chance. The only trick to them is that they always leave something. So they always leave behind some sign of where they are.
Mm.
So it's like basically it's like the dreaming blessed them with all of this great sneakiness, and then but of course there's a catch because there's always a catch, right?
I mean, it is the dreaming we're talking about.
Of course not. Either way, once they actually managed to capture that guard, and the one we had with us, and then that's when the other two were walked. They were sent over to us. They were just wearing underwear. That's it, and they were tied up. And they came with a message to us that we were to go and never come back.
So
You know
poetic.
that that's not going to happen.
No.
You know that nobody's going to let them just be there, even though he didn't actually kill anyone. He could have, didn't. Still a Thelaine, and all the Trods must belong to us. And he's the reason it's a dark tribe, because it's constantly night in there. So, I obviously, since having, two people with not even shoes, we just got them everybody back to safety for the moment. But I have to go back
Mm.
and take care of that Thelaine.
If we could
So, I
find
have
a
a mission.
way to capture him, that would be amazing.
Um, he seems very territorial. I don't think he's going to leave unless he's dead.
Hmm.
I did have a bit of an idea though. Maybe.
Okay.
My orders are to kill the Thelaine and to make sure that to leave something there as an example of what happens to Thelaine who get in our way. Obviously, I know what she wants. I'm not willing to do it. So, what I want to do is find some way to make an example of the situation without having to put a head on a pike. And if that works, if we can come up with something, then maybe then that could become an example of what we do from here on out. I was thinking maybe just a sign or something that, a large sign that we can hammer onto a tree or something. Large sign that just has like the story of what happened here or something like that, but it sounds kind of lame.
I think the biggest problem is that it needs to have an amount of impact, but in a different way. Like ultimately, I feel what we need to do is we need people to look at what's happening here and thinking we should just leave. think that.
Agreed.
And on Cathane's side, it should be something that would need to give them hope.
We're totally not asking too much of one thing. Although to be fair, do you really think that a head on a pike was giving us hope? It was giving me the heebie-jeebies.
Yeah, but apparently a lot of people were happy with it, and it gave them something. A feeling of superiority, of revenge, of power, of something. So we need to replace that with something that that strengthens us, weakens them without necessarily anything horrific.
A statue? Not of the Thelaine,
The
but maybe
thing is,
if
they
we
can
had a
destroy a statue, and then it becomes a mockery again.
magic statue that repels all Thelaine.
Or I don't know if that could be done though. Like thinking purely creatively, a statue of light. It brings hope and joy, and it chases the darkness away.
Have you met any knockers lately? Because that's just what they do.
The thing is, if you make it from light, then they can try and hit it. But the weapon will go through light. Sure, there needs to be some sort of protection against magical stuff, but it's doable.
And even if it's taken down, it should make an impression for now.
Yeah. If we could set
Hmm.
up like a barrier of light statues that bring hope and beauty and all that silly stuff.
I like the idea. Just need to get something like that made before we go.
Hmm.
Or or well, no, we could always put it up later. But she's going to be expecting something immediately, and it's
Yeah.
one thing if has to die. Like this is war; it happens. Sucks for him, but you know what? Not gonna lie,
Yeah.
most Elaine are terrifically horrible people.
I mean, dying is one thing, but it's the way that someone is.
I just want him to be buried normally.
Yeah.
Or cremated if that's what he preferred. I don't really care. Just some normal way of dealing with it.
You know what? We're totally gonna ask him what his preferences are in case he dies.
No, we'll just ask all of his friends who are also
I mean,
Elaine.
to be fair, if we actually would have the opportunity to speak with him, it would show at least respect from our side. No offense, but that would be something I would actually approve of this. Ask him, hey, dude, in case we manage to kill you, how do you prefer your body to be handled afterwards?
I feel that that's not a question that we're ever going to get the chance to ask.
Well, we never know. Maybe we should just create the opportunity.
And that
Then
is
again,
now
to be
your goal
honest,
for this whole thing.
hey, 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 if I can kill him quickly without any other deaths, preferably not those of my friends, people that I fight with, I will backstab the motherfucker if I have to. But since he's
It's not like
sneaky anyway, maybe we can just send him like a message beforehand. Hey, dude, how would you like to die if we manage to kill you? Please return this note to.
love the cafe.
Right?
Talking is not an
Lots of
option here.
love. I
I
mean, I
mean,
understand it's not,
honestly,
but yeah.
he's made the lines very clear. He's not going to leave. He considers it to be his place. And the thing is, I'm pretty sure he knows. He knows that we don't want him there. It's not hard to figure out. They might be mean, terrible, evil people, but they're not stupid.
No, else we would have won already.
Yeah. As far as I know, there's only the one guy, but getting to him is the issue. We need some way to slow him down, too.
Hmm.
I mean, I totally look like a military general, right?
Absolutely.
She looks down at her, cargo pants.
Napoleon Bonaparte, reincarnated. You got the height for it.
Hey, I am much shorter than he was. How dare you?
I dare a lot of things.
Trust me, I've noticed. Well, I'll have to see what I can do about talking, see if I can find a knocker who could do such a thing.
Yeah.
Sounds like a summer type thing, doesn't it?
I was thinking pyretics maybe, but or primal.
But the feeling you want it to give off.
Mm. Yeah, definitely.
Maybe both. The pyretics for the look. I don't know. This is not my area.
To be honest, a powerful neuromancer that could shape a dream, and if you could hold it in place with your time thingies that I saw you do. I don't have
Oh, I
that
never do
level.
that. She's like, oh, I never do that. Oh, see, totally not going to Master Chronos this next downtime, hopefully.
Nice.
I'm trying. We'll see how that goes. But anyway, yeah. She just shrugs. She's like, and if the thing is, if I can pull this off, manage to do exactly what she said without doing what she meant.
I'm sure Mary is more than happy to help you. I can ask her if you want. I have her phone number.
Strangely, I probably do too.
Hmm.
That bitch gives away her phone number to everybody.
Terrible. She'd know not to trust everybody so easily. God.
Right. Was that what you mainly wanted to talk to me about?
Absolutely.
Ah, there's more. I'm excited.
Hmm. So, I'm looking for help, and I think I came to the right person. But I've been screwed around by certain individuals, and this is too important for me to be screwed over by anyone. I want to ask you, and I don't mind performing some stupid task in return. I need you to swear to me, promise that you won't this to anyone who's willing to fuck me over. Which at this point is mainly, well, Maven and Ryder, but you know. So I need you to promise me that you won't tell them, or anyone else who wishes to screw me. Not
Can we
literally, because I
clarify?
don't mind being screwed.
Well, that's a different subject. I'm really not going there on that. But no, I was just going to say, with it, in as much as I know that they don't, that they want to screw you. Because what if I don't know about it?
I just want you not to tell them about this. It has nothing to do with anything Changeling, Cathane, Thalain, Dreaming related.
So nothing to do with Maven or Ryder themselves?
No. Oh, wait, let me roll willpower for that to actually say the truth. Where's my fucking phone? There.
Oh, goodness. Oh, Pooka.
Discord. Discord.
Hey, hey, this will be the first time that you have to roll that for me. I did that for you once.
Start scene. Ah, fuck. I just realized that I don't have my sheet up either. I was gonna say I
I was
have
going to
six
say, I could
willpower.
roll dice for you if you know how many.
No, that's the problem. I know it's at least willpower 6. I might have more, but I'll just make it 5 just to be sure. And then I'll take the time to look up the sheet. Wow. Okay, I will take the time to look up the sheet.
I mean, I can get you my sheet. I really can't get you yours.
Yeah, I know. I should see. Yeah, there it is. What's my willpower? Yeah, 6. It's right on the 6 though. That's not gonna matter. Even if I have one success, I would still fail. I don't. Okay. So Terry will say yes, because she can't say no. It has everything to do with them. Deadpan look.
Uh huh. You don't usually ask for help, even when you should ask for help. As long as it's nothing to do with them. Yeah, I mean, why would I not help you?
Would you please make that promise? Like, say it out loud, swear it. I don't care how, but
I
please.
promise.
Okay. So, Something I don't think you know of me is that I never, well, I did once know my biological parents, but things happened and I I was 4 when we got into a car accident, and my mom died, and my dad got paralyzed, and I got into, well, foster home, all that shit, all that jazz. You know how that goes. So recently, I found out because I wanted to know what happened with my father. I found out that he's actually here. I got to the house, and she's telling this, by the way. She's lighting up another cigarette, drafting from a sheet. She's looking at Donna as she's saying all this.
Hmm. Donna's
Say
just kind of quietly listening.
bitch. Apparently, apparently that was after my family's money, and mainly the grandmother, but I don't care about that. She was a bitch anyway, but was also trying to kill my father in a way, not taking proper
So,
care of him actually.
okay, so uh, I'm confused because just because he's paralyzed doesn't mean he wasn't able to take care of you.
My grandmother took care of him, and she didn't want to take care of me.
There's a look of horror on her face, on Donna's face, because she can't imagine her grandmother or her great grandmother like ever being like that.
Look, I don't want to get into that. It's just a stupid, sobby tale of shit, and it doesn't matter. But point is, and by the way, it totally matters, and you can probably see that from the look of Terry.
Oh,
But
Donna knows. She's just assuming it matters, whether she sees it or not. She's assuming it totally matters. Like if she's just picturing herself in this scenario, you know what I mean? She's just like, oh, that
hmm
matters. But she's not going to stop you from talking. So
so when she found out that I was my father's daughter, she um she kind of tossed me out on the street again because I didn't really come in there saying, "Hi, I'm this person, and I wanna." It's more like I was trying to find out if what happened and how it happened, and But anyway, she tossed me back out, and I snuck back in, and she was muttering about everything that she'd done, and I was recording it on my phone, and basically told her if she didn't fuck up, I would fuck off. She would go to the police. So she fucked off, and I'm totally gonna go to the police, like informed the police. The problem is he can't move anything but his fucking head. I am not a caretaker person. I can't do that shit. I need to find someone that I can trust with my dad that doesn't try to kill him and get away with his money, but that honestly tries to take care of him. I can pay them, like I can pay them a, a good wage. That's not an issue, but I need someone I can trust. I want someone that I can trust. Like preferably a changeling. Um,
Is your dad changeling?
no, not. I don't know. I don't think so. No, but I want to have someone that understands who I am, so that I can talk to them without, jumping through the normal hoops that we, especially you and I, have to run through when talking to like people who don't understand us.
Hey, are you trying to say that like you and I don't understand each other? Because I think we understand each other.
I think we do because we know what we are. There's a lot of gray world populace in New York that doesn't know what a puka is.
And that is their loss.
Totally. But I would prefer to have someone that, sort of gets me. I want to be involved. I want to help out my dad, and because
Hey,
yeah,
I'm so glad that you found him though. I mean, you deserve that.
I suppose. But
No, you do. Everybody should have someone in their life that just loves them because they're them. And I'm glad you found that.
sure. The thing is, I need your help finding someone who's good at that, caretaking thing. You know more people, different people.
I
That's
mean,
all I'm asking. Like, I'm willing to pay you if you want. I'm willing to task for you in return. Like, you want me to do if you would help me out with this. It has nothing to do, as I
Terry,
the politics of our situation and everything.
Terry, I just want to be your friend.
Hmm.
It doesn't require pay. So I'll see who if I could what I can dredge up. If there's anybody who maybe is looking for a job, although I may know someone who actually does need a job. I'm not sure if he has skills in that area, but I'll check, see what I think of him.
I want to check as well.
You know, one of those people. Of course, it's your dad. I'll just vet him a little bit because I need to actually speak with him anyways, seeing as how, how the nobles now have adopted various commoners. He's apparently my adoptee.
Hmm. Okay. Like I said,
I'll,
cool.
I'll let you
If you know
know.
someone, then yeah. And I'm more than willing to pay. Like, you know, could even try and pay him in like draws. Although I probably can't like pay everything in draws. But it's
I mean, we kind of
I
need
think it's
both.
a rather pay.
And
Yeah.
most of us can handle our own draws. We have our ways.
Hmm.
So I'll get back to you. I will get back to you. And if that one doesn't work, or if I don't think that's a good fit, then I'll see if I can come up with someone else. At least in Queens, I'm pretty good with finding people in Queens. Where's where is he at? Where does he live?
Uh, I would need to ask Kobe because I have not the faintest
Okay.
idea.
No,
Somewhere in New
it's fine.
York.
It's fine. Honestly, it's fine. Um, so she's like, what does this? Is this like a live-in position?
Yeah.
Okay, just because that's an important thing to mention to people if I find somebody that might be interested. I mean, it
I
saves
also
on
don't mind if
rent.
it's two people.
Hmm?
I also don't mind if it's like two people who can like switch turns
Hey,
or whatever. Like, I don't
every
care.
other
And
week or whatever.
yeah, like that, or every other day, or like three on, three off. I don't mind. I just like I can make a sandwich and I can like but I'm not good with the entire like family stuff. Taking care of someone. That's not me. I'm the person who takes care of people like from behind the bar, pouring their drinks and listening to their stories. I don't know how to dress someone or shower someone or you know meds and shit
I've
like
never
that.
done that either. Never done that either. But you know what? If my dad needed that, you bet me I would do it. Um, and that's why, I mean, right now you don't have anyone, right?
Uh, no.
I'm just, okay. Well, I mean,
There's
I can
there's
try to
like
help out for now, temporarily. I can try to help you out with things. You can handle the things that I probably shouldn't be involved in, and I could clean up dishes or something. You know what I mean? I can, or do laundry or vacuum the floors. I'll help you with them until we can find somebody.
you wanna go to my dad's house and meet him and help out. Okay.
Only if you're willing. I mean,
Yeah. Um.
it's this is only
Yeah.
temporarily. I can't do this forever. I think we both know that.
Yeah. No. Totally. It's mostly like I said, certain people like the situation now. I don't want people to fuck with my dad. He's
Yes, I
not
wouldn't.
in our society. He's already gone through like major shits, and I
Do you think it might be possible for you to find a way to heal him?
um, I I don't know. I would need to look into that.
I think it's worth considering.
Hmm. Problem is, it's no wound,
No,
so
I
I
think
don't
it
know
might.
how.
So probably not spring.
No,
That doesn't mean that the dreaming doesn't have all kinds of magic. Maybe something that can heal something deeper.
maybe
I mean, because that would be the most
like
ideal thing.
the two name changing thing might be. I don't know. I would need to look into it. I haven't think about that. Guess I just
Well,
jumped to my human brain.
well, you got a human brain. You just also got a fey one. Maybe you can find a naming expert
Mm,
and see what they think, and what if they think they could do it, and what the cost would be.
mhm.
And you can maybe even have, if you work this all out, you could even just tell him something like that you've heard of this new expert who's doing something, and come up with some crazy science thing that sounds vaguely realistic, and maybe just maybe they can even come up with a name that would have him slowly healing over time, so it wouldn't feel as suspicious to him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you can still keep him out.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah. I totally have no idea what you're talking about. Um. Thanks for the advice. I hadn't thought about it that way. Fuck.
I mean, obviously, if you might want to talk to him, and just in case he has some weird objection to seeing another specialist. But for now, though, while you're considering all that, let me check with some people and see what I can find out. See if any of us has any experience with dealing with this stuff. Okay?
Yeah. Cool. Thanks.
You're welcome. And like I said, if you need me to help you out over there for a little bit, I can. Obviously, you know just how incredibly bored I am all the time. But that doesn't mean I can't get you a few
Yeah.
hours of a break or something.
I'll I'll think about it. It's just it's just landing that I have a dad again.
Donna actually turns and looks at her and kind of will just sort of touch like her upper arm for a second and just be like, seriously, I'm so happy for you on this. I don't know if he's everything you ever hoped he'd be, but he's something, right?
I I don't know. I didn't really know what to expect. So I don't really know yet what to think about it really. But I don't wanna
You
leave him
met
in
my
that
dad?
house all by himself.
Of course.
Uh, yeah, I met your dad.
I mean, you're never going to have someone quite as great as my dad, but you could end up with a second place. As Donna grins at her, at Cherry.
Terry just looks a little confused for a moment and just kind of shrugs. She doesn't really know what to do with it.
Yeah, I understand that. She's just like, my mom died too. I never lost my dad. But even you have to see that we have things in common.
Yeah, I know. You told me.
Well, you told me too now.
It never really mattered before.
Well, I got your back, and I won't be mentioning any names of who would be hiring unless unless it's somebody who I believe we can really trust, and then I'll talk to you first, even at that point. Nobody needs to know about this.
Thanks.
She nods. She seriously just looks like, I don't know. She really does look like she's just genuinely happy for you. I mean, she like,
Hmm.
you know what I mean? Like, probably far more excited than you maybe even feel.
Yeah, Terry's mostly like you can tell because during the time of her telling her tale, she probably smoked like 2 or 3 cigarettes. Like this
Mm-hmm.
is low-key kind of freaking her out, and it's important to her. But
And Donna knows that you don't ever ask for help
it,
unless you're just really desperate and trusting. So she's not
mm,
only super excited for you because her family is everything to her, but she's also really excited just by she totally realizes that this is a pretty major sign of trust, at least on sub level. And
mm-hmm.
yeah, she would never use this against her. She just wants you to have a chance to get to know your dad better. But yeah, so
So yeah,
do you want to attempt to try to
thanks.
get the nobles to talk to her?
Talk to her, the nurse.
Her Excellency.
Mm. I mean, if you can pull it off, that'd be cool.
I totally can't get in to see at least two barons. Actually, I could probably get into all of them, but it would be kind of unethical for me to do it with most of them through my methods.
Hmm.
That would be because if I did it that way, then I would be, kind of totally not representing queens. in that process, and that's not really okay for what I'm trying to do here.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Yeah, I'll see if I can get a talk with Demavand, Carthia, and yeah. Um, One more thing before I really don't have anything to discuss with you anymore, and I wasn't quite sure if I was going to tell you this. Be careful with the Jersey situation. Ryder is involved, and I know you
She
two are close.
stiffens. She stiffens. That is the most complicated. I'm sorry, the most simple way of putting a very complicated situation.
Yeah.
Thank you for the warning.
He's involved in the worst way that he could be involved in.
Well, for now, Dona's actually going to take a point of banalities to not ask more questions. And she just nods and looks annoyed. Because it's freaking Ryder. Should have guessed. Why is Jersey such a crazy place?
Probably because of the Oompa Loompas.
If Oompa Loompas are the same as Filane, then I think you're talking about the wrong place.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, I know Ryder has some connections there. Maven is completely unwelcome there. And since everybody knows my connection to her, I am completely unwelcome there. Although I could probably get in simply because I have not actually done anything. But,
I
have you ever seen
really,
someone who's really obviously following you around? I feel like that would be me.
I really, really, really wouldn't try and involve yourself in it, because that powder keg is gonna explode.
That's the thing. If I got involved, it would probably explode quicker. Hey, I can't think about this right now. This is a little much for me right now.
Yeah, I get, it. But yeah, I would just. I'm not normally of the good advices because usually when I say something, people are going to do the opposite for some reason or another. But
You mean the same
really,
thing
I would.
when, when people are
Eh,
telling you what you should do, you do the opposite?
I guess.
Like kidnapping a noble?
Never do that.
Right. Only 8 or 10 times.
Mm. But yeah, no, I would definitely, yeah, be careful with that.
Okay. She totally looks like, you can sort of see the gears turning in her head. If you know what I mean. That look on your face where they're just kind of thinking.
Mm. You didn't get this from me
So
either,
since
by
it
the way.
I was just really hoping that the rumors I heard had nothing to do with him.
Yeah, well, hopes and dreams.
I don't get you two.
What do you mean? What do I have to do with it?
He completely betrayed you in just this awful way. And yet you're still, I don't know, friends or something? I don't know the right term for it. Frenemies? Is that what we're doing? What you're doing over there?
I mean, we're just us.
With just all kinds of trust involved?
We're like a Facebook status.
Complicated. Why is it that everybody that he's connected with, the connection is always complicated? Why is that?
Maybe you should ask him that question and not me.
Maybe just likes making things unnecessarily complicated.
No way, Jose.
You wouldn't think that he's actually done good things. He's actually saved my life at least twice.
Terry just shrugs.
Yeah, well, anyway, talking about him hurts my head possibly more than Jersey does.
I I best get going. Start up the bar.
And here I was going to ask you if you wanted to go get ice cream. It's perfect weather for it.
Maybe some other time.
Okay. I'll get back to you when I have any information.
Cool.
And if you need the help that I'm willing to give you, just let me know and we'll figure out times.
Yeah. Yeah.
She'll give her a thumbs up. Okay.
Oh, sorry. And yeah, Terry, we'll get up from the bench and lights up yet another cigarette. And waves. See you around, Birdbang.
See you around, slippery when wet.
Yeah, she'll walk up.
Dawn is going to remain sitting there a little bit longer. Um, and then she's going to pull out her phone and pull up like Grubhub or something like that. Find an ice cream place that delivers and she's gonna order like the biggest like sundae that they offer, and pay for it to be delivered to Terry's bar for Terry. And
God.
yeah, so yeah, um, but as much extra everything as they're willing to put on it. And once she sets this up, pays for it, and then she's going to go find some place to hide and shift it back into Bird. And obviously tucking Trubbish back into his bag. And yeah, they will take off towards back towards Queens.
Yep. And I think with that, we're going to end the scene. Thank you, Play, for playing, and see you again on Living World of Darkness. Have a good night, everyone. Oh, come on. Sorry, it's not working.